welcome to E-Magazine. I'm your host, Brenta Nyamichaba. Now, today is a Trendy Friday where we take a look at the trendy topics in the business entertainment scene. Now, individual joining me today to talk about the trending topics is the one and only Israel Lugadiru, who's a who's a student leader aspirant at Daystar University, as well as an MC. And yes, I got it right. Thank you so much for joining me.
Appreciate it.
Great. Now let's jump right into our topics of today. Now we begin today's show by taking a look how late night shows are going into late night shows are handling coronavirus quarantine. Now, on March 11th, most of the networks initially announced plans for the late night shows to continue taping new episodes without live audiences, but those plans were quickly scrapped and replaced with decisions for shows to be suspended production entirely. But just because the late night shows aren't officially in production doesn't mean they still aren't pumping out content to help us stay somewhat sane during the era of the self-quarantine. Now, Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert, and Samantha Bee, as well as Jimmy Kimmel and others, might be stuck at home like a majority of the world, but some are finding ways to stay creative and release segments online. Let's have a look. Well, I'm currently still waiting to actually do my show at home, just like Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel, as well as Trevor Noah. Now, before we even get into talking about this particular situation, which one was your favorite creation from home right there?
Yeah, I think Trevor Noah.
Really?
I just found Trevor Noah very interesting. Although I found Jimmy Kimmel's introduction quite interesting too. You know?
I mean, he just mentioned that he just found out that he has kids.
Exactly. He's like, I have kids. And if you actually watched it, yeah, as in Trevor Noah is the only lonely guy.
He's the lonely guy with no family.
I was like, oh, Trevor, I'm so
that's
sorry.
probably you're actually relating with it. Anyway, let's get on to the questions. Now, Israel, we have 7 cases here today, but there are no dramatic moves that have been, made so far, especially within private organizations in Kenya. From where you're standing right now as an individual who's been affected by the coronavirus, do you think it's time to have a full shutdown in the whole country?
No, I don't think it's time to.
Why is
I
that?
really don't think it's time to, because I feel like the government is really handling the cases very well, and also people are handling themselves very well. As in, I have never washed my hands this many times, like during this whole period of
Wow.
time. Yeah, and you guys have like 2 million sanitizers in your building. I was just like, oh my god. So I feel like it's not time yet, because up to now they've only announced is it 7 cases?
7
in total?
cases so far.
Yeah, 7 cases so far in total. If they are telling us the truth, then I don't feel like right now is the time to go on a complete lockdown. But if we were maybe at 100 cases and this thing was just announced, the first case was announced about a week ago,
Yes.
then I believe that a total shutdown would be appropriate.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I really do love this perspective you just shared, because a lot of people do not have, they always have that perspective of, okay, I do not have faith in the Kenyan government. We don't know what's going to happen if this pandemic just grows in Kenya.
Yeah.
So I like that you're being very positive and believing what your government is doing. So that's really nice of you.
Yeah.
Now, how badly do you think the coronavirus is going to affect the media and entertainment industry?
It's going to affect it really badly, but one of the things that I really like about it, I'm a positive guy.
I can see.
You know, it's bringing out the creativity in people.
Yes.
Like yesterday, I was watching The Daily Show by Trevor Noah, and then the opening segment, it was just like Trevor Noah coming from his couch to your couch from wherever you are in the world. And I was like, I found that interesting. And I feel like it's going to change things a bit, but it just leaves room for more creativity for us to do.
I'm happy you actually mentioned that, because you can clearly see, the coronavirus pandemic, of course, has affected majorly a lot of countries in the Western side, in Asia as well, and the entertainment industry in those particular countries are the ones that are suffering the most. But seeing that Americans are finding a creative way to give us content, especially the fact that people are home, you're definitely right. People are being creative. Do you think if we got into that situation, Kenyans would do the same thing?
I think so. Man, I was like waiting for you to be like, Israel, we're not going to be able to have our show today. You can just come online. I feel like Trevor Noah over there, on a Skype call over there, I don't have kids.
We're Kenyans. We're very resilient. We're not going to give up on this. We're not going to let this coronavirus stop us from doing our jobs.
We won't. You've seen the memes online, and I'm like, oh my God, Kenyans. Can't you be serious for once?
Making me happy, honestly speaking. Now, of course, there's been a conversation on how celebrities and influencers should use their platform to really emphasize on how important it is to understand this crisis, because a lot of people are taking it highly, easily, like it's very lightly. Now, do you think this is an effective way of getting the message out there? And if we tried it in Kenya, would it work?
I think it would. It's just that I don't think very many Kenyan celebrities have the power to move crowds and have the power to create a culture, because our culture mostly comes from the States and in different places like those ones, and Kenyan celebrities just follow that, and maybe because of a lot of social media influence and also a lot of media influence, they kind of like get on the spotlight, but not very many of them have the power to kind of like change and shift a culture. But I'm loving what American celebrities like Jimmy Kimmel are actually doing to, the encouraging, instead of the handshake, it's the elbow bump, that kind of thing.
Did I do that to you?
No. Let's feel cool.
Okay.
So I think it would work in Kenya, but
not as effective.
Not as effective
as the Western space. And why do you think that, for example, a celebrity such as Jimmy Kimmel, or even a basketball player, holds such power when it comes to such information, especially when in influencing a crowd or a fan?
Everybody listens to them, as in they have such a huge following, and owing to the fact that also their countrymen themselves support them, it just increases their power of influence, especially when it comes to media. And owing to the fact that coronavirus is something that's affecting all of us, man, whether you're rich or broke, like, it's affecting all of us.
It's not discriminating anyone.
Whether you're a star, whether you're in Hollywood or not, I mean, it doesn't discriminate.
I personally feel like even Kenyans, we honestly listen to celebrities more than our own politicians.
I know, right? I know.
It's gonna take effect. No, Trevor Noah mentioned, he's practicing social distancing, of course, by being at home. From what you're saying, what would you define social distancing in your own perspective?
This is social distancing. Of course, I would want to get close, but anyway, this is social distancing.
Okay, I think wonderful.
3 feet, a meter or so. It's hard for the Kenyan context, because when you're taking a matri, man, the person who's seated next
to you, there's no social distancing in that position.
No social distancing whatsoever.
Great. Now, on the note of social distancing, as the coronavirus continues to spread across the globe, celebrities have been encouraging their millions of followers on social media to stay at home and self-isolate. In general, this is a good thing. In lieu of government-issued quarantines, it's fallen upon citizens, especially those with a platform, to help emphasize the importance of social distancing. As we've already begun to see that the coronavirus spares no one, the likes of Idris Elba, Tom Hanks, Kevin Durant. But the thing is, if you're a healthy celebrity in isolation, your surroundings probably look very different than most of us. Trust me. You know, I've been just looking on social media, seeing how celebrities are showing how they're spending time at home, and I'm just like, you look like you're on holiday.
These guys are on holiday. You heard about
They
Cristiano
are
Ronaldo?
on holiday. I heard he went to a whole island.
Dude,
he
that's a
owns
whole island
by
to
himself.
isolate himself. Now that's social distancing. but
Definitely. Even
celebrity
Kanye West is on the list. He owns a whole ranch. You took out the Kardashians out there. That's where they're spending it. So you can clearly, it's very different when you're a celebrity when you say social distancing.
Yeah.
Now, do you believe people have started seeing the global threat coronavirus has brought about?
I think they are. I think they are. And people are actually starting to take it very, very seriously. In fact, a few days ago, you know, personally, in my family, we hadn't really seen the need of it and also the threat of coronavirus until
I'm a culprit of that.
You know, I know, right? Until President Uhuru appears on TV live on Sunday and he's like, yo, by the way, fam, your schools are closed. That's when we were like, damn, you know, corona is actually
it's serious. It's
so
serious.
yeah, so
have you come across, of course, you know, people take it differently. People were still saying, oh, corona, what's corona nini, tanfanya nini? You know, there's still people who are very extra and they're sanitizing every single place.
Yeah.
Which people have you come across so far?
I've come across both of them, yeah? Because, you know, my sister, she lives in Australia. So every time she's calling, she's like, you guys need to buy the big jig. You guys need to buy the big Dettol. You guys need to do what.
Get
you know,
she's, extra.
You know, and you can actually understand because in countries like those ones, the shelves are totally empty, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're experiencing a lot.
But then when you come here to Kenya, kuna watu tu hata hawavai masweta wako tu, you know, corona. Lazima ukikuwa strong corona haiwezi kushikana.
Oh, Kenyans, you never seem to disappoint me.
Never.
Now, just earlier on how we talked about how celebrities have come into pushing the agenda just to tell people. I just wanted to know, why does it make such a big difference when a celebrity says, like, this is big, guys? As compared to just someone like me.
You're a celebrity.
I'm not a celebrity yet.
I think you are.
Thank you.
I think celebrities, number one, they hold influence. You know, they also hold the masses. So when they talk, people listen to them. When they post a picture, millions of people like their pictures, you know?
Yeah.
Therefore, it clearly shows that these people have a certain influence over others. So when they are used as ambassadors in the fight against corona, I think very many people are going to take it seriously and they're actually going to listen to it. I saw a comment on Trevor Noah's segment. Oh my God, I really like him. So here's the thing, yeah? So one guy comments and he's like, Trevor Noah isn't giving out so many jokes today, so it means that this corona thing is serious.
It's very true.
Just that, kind of like makes...
He gets it just like that. People get it just like that.
People get it.
Now, let's come to you, of course. Now that the government has announced that this is really serious, we might even have a shutdown of many things.
Yeah.
What are you doing to self-quarantine? Are you even self-quarantining yourself right now?
Yeah.
Let's just take that as a maybe.
Wow. Okay, I'm really trying to do it. You know, as in when you're African, Maze, it's really hard to, you know. Today we had a KPLC guy come fix power at our house. And, you know, I just found myself saying hi to him. Bari mzee. Kidogo, he was like, oh, he's right. No, that's not what you're
You don't know where he's been.
Yeah, so it's something that I have to constantly reminding myself. But one of the things that I'm doing faithfully is washing my hands and sanitizing.
Amazing. I have to say I'm doing the same. So claps now. We need to clap ourselves for that. Now you're an aspiring student leader at Daystar University.
Yes,
I'm sure you have a big following when it comes to this.
Yeah, I do.
What are you telling your followers right now about this particular pandemic in Kenya?
Try to quarantine yourselves. Guys, take care of yourselves. We really need you. It's not just about the voting. It's just not about the politics. It's about the continuity of a whole human race, you know. This thing actually is not just, it's not just affecting us socially, it's affecting our race, you know.
Yes,
and it's a threat to the race. So one thing I'm just telling people is, guys, just keep yourself safe, sanitize, follow the guidelines that have been provided by the government, and stay safe and pray. That's all.
Well, there you had it. Stay safe and pray. Now we're going to take a short commercial break, but remember, keep the conversation going on our social media platforms at Metropole TV KE. You can also at me at Nyami Chaba on Twitter. We'll see you right after this break.